Since the founding of People's Republic of China in 1949, 182 countries have established diplomatic ties with China on the basis of the One China principle. The Republic of Nauru on Wednesday became the 183rd after the Pacific Island country earlier this month stated it recognized the One China principle while waving the Taiwan authorities away. But what is the One China principle and why has it been seen as the essential doctrine of China's diplomacy? New York City, United Nations headquarters, 1971. The General Assembly adopted Resolution 2758, which undertook to restore all its rights to the People's Republic of China, or PRC, and to recognize the representatives of its government as the only legitimate representatives of China to the UN. If you revisit the resolution, you can find it settled once and for all the political, legal, and procedural issues of China's representations in the UN, and it covered the whole country, including Taiwan. In 1972, one of these resolutions adopted at the World Health Assembly stated that the United Nations considers Taiwan as a province of China with no separate status, and the authorities in Taipei are not considered to enjoy any form of government status. Yes. Any deviation from the One China principle challenges the legality of the People's Republic of China, as well as the international order.
We know that One China principle is a part of post-World War II international order, and it's required by international law documents such as the Cairo Declaration and the Potsdam Proclamation, and also, of course, the 2758 resolution. And it reflects the basic power relations and the international politics regime and pattern over the past 70 years. They set up so-called like pillars of the international One China principle regime. That is a law system. So anyone, if they violated this One China principle, they are violating the international law, in fact.
Then there are being external forces violating the law, the U.S. foremost among them. Nancy Pelosi, Taipei, August 2nd, 2022. Disregarding China's strong opposition and serious representations, the former U.S. House of Representatives Speaker, the highest ever official from Washington, set foot in the Taiwan region. Beijing called it a serious violation of the One China principle and the provisions of the three China-U.S. joint communiques, with a severe impact on the political foundation of China-U.S. relations. In 1979, the United States made a clear commitment in the China-U.S. joint communique on the establishment of diplomatic relations. It says the United States of America recognizes the government of the People's Republic of China as the sole legal government of China. Within this context, the people of the United States will maintain cultural, commercial, and other unofficial relations with the people of Taiwan.
We can see an increasingly serious tendency of distorting, obscuring, and hollowing out One China principle and U.S. own policy towards Taiwan. I think this is mainly due to the strategic consideration of the U.S. itself, and the Taiwan factors have become an important chip for the U.S. government to contain and encircle China, and also to consolidate its Indo-Pacific alliance system and to enhance its own domestic political performance.
In a white paper issued soon after Pelosi's Taiwan visit, China said some people claiming the UN resolution did not conclusively resolve the issue of Taiwan's representation professed that the status of Taiwan had yet to be determined and declared that their support for Taiwan's meaningful participation in the UN system. It also noted what they're actually attempting to do is to alter Taiwan's status as part of China and create two Chinas, or One China, One Taiwan, as part of a political ploy, using Taiwan to contain China. The DPP and the U.S. are prone to use the status quo to accuse the mainland of coercion, unilaterally changing the status quo in order to embolden those forces and create obstacles to China's reunification. Again, China sees in the status quo a disputable fact that Taiwan is a part of China.
Means this is the biggest and most essential status quo of the Taiwan Straits. And so any pro-Taiwan independence or secessionist are undermining this status quo. And China is also most critical force in safeguarding this status quo, meaning the stability and peace and prosperity. And that is what the Chinese mainland is striving to do right now.
And there are likely two trends in the Taiwan region. First, no matter which political party or group is in power in Taiwan, it wouldn't alter China's course of progress in cross-strait relations and national reunification. Second, the trend of peace. The world has never ever valued peace so much as it is experiencing raging fires and humanitarian crises in the Middle East, Ukraine, and Africa. Despite some warmongers inciting trouble in Asia, China is firmly committed to peaceful development and peaceful reunification as the first choice resolving the Taiwan question. Nauru, the 10th country that has severed so-called diplomatic relations with Taiwan since the DPP authorities came to power, is now reinforcing these peaceful trends and bringing more mutual exchanges and development opportunities to its horizon. The owner of a Chinese restaurant who migrated to Nauru with her father and married a local expressed the excitement over the news, a re-establishment of ties with China.
We Chinese here are so excited and joyful as we feel like being a family. My husband and his relatives and friends are very happy too. In fact, many of them thought, why till now? Many have favorite ties with China and express affection towards our country.
For decades, the One China principle has seen more diplomatic ties and cooperation with China established and substantiated. It is not changing at all the cross-strait status quo, but those forces challenging the doctrine could be.